Okay, the new EV era is here, and we are in the center of the most significant technology transformation since Henry Ford launched his T model in terms of product and process technologies. Today, we see on the market a wide scope of different mobility concepts that goes from urban mobility, long-distance cars. They all use different technologies. However, CO2 impact is important, as Paco mentioned before, and we are responsible for the carbon footprint. And let me say, weight reduction is key in this, because weight reduction is equivalent to material reduction, and we'll see proportional to the CO2 reduction as consequence. So technology solutions are required, and we believe, without any doubt, that this is the opportunity for Gestamp. And let me explain you why. Body architectures of new EV cars are completely different from those of the state-of-the-art ICE architectures. The new EV cars must be maximum efficient cars. So it is not done just being an EV car. Cars has to be dynamic, efficient, light, and they have to be mandatory affordable. So it's also not enough just putting a battery on a car, and that's electric. So a far-reaching new architecture is required, and we believe that our products and technology will make the difference, a technology difference, and a significant one. We deliver for this a wide range of high-engineered products, shaping materials technologies and process technologies. Today, we are the market leader in technology development in our field, and what we are trying is now to transfer these technologies into the EV world. We do this in nearly all areas of the cars. So when it comes to a body, what we save life. When it comes to front crash system, we provide crash safety. In the area of the chassis, what we design is engineering and driving experience. When we do batteries, we engineer integration of functions. When we do closures, what we design is comfort system to the cars. And when it comes to rear rail, what we design are the most advanced rear crash systems to protect occupants and batteries. So in a nutshell, we are an essential part of this new body architecture, which will be now on the streets. All these technologies and solutions we develop following the corporate strategy we call the 3R strategy. With firstly, reducing. So what we reduce is reduce the weight, with that the CO2 in our products, and as well the assembly time at our customer, we will see later, by delivering bigger components. Secondly, we reuse our CapEx. We can do that because we have the product design in our hands and we can move in the right directions. And finally, we recycle secondary material as well as scrap that my colleague Ernesto later in the ESG will roll out a little bit more. As well as we design products in green steel. At Gestamp, we leverage science, technology, expertise into product and process solutions. How do we do that? Well, we have a wide range of own virtual cars. And these virtual cars are constructed with the most advanced technologies that we can have and they're on the market. And they allow us, it's a unique tool who allows us to test and validate materials and technology solutions within these cars, rolling out the new solutions to our customers and be faster in time to market. But how do we can get this value proposition with innovation into customers? Well, in a normal project where you have the project development time frame, you have industrialization time frame, we have production launch like we see here, you will have a very hard time to bring innovation inside. To do so, we need to work in advance, and we do that 3 years in advance co-development programs that we're sitting inside the customer and designing with them 3 years in advance innovative concepts and innovative solutions. Having these both tools, our own virtual tools and the capability to make co-developments around the world, this allows us bringing innovation go live directly into the serial production. We need for this a backup of a certain number of R&D plants. We run 13 R&D centers around the world, strategic, placed in front of the engineering hubs of our customers, but as well we run on-site engineering. And with this truly running network, we're capable to develop around about 450 last year, 450 co-development programs with more than 50 customers. OEMs. And they are traditional OEMs and also new EV players. And let me say that new EV players are much more inclined to accept technology changes than the actual OEMs. So at Gestamp, what we provide as case solutions in the 4 fields of applications, which is the chassis, the body, the battery, and the mechanism area. But before going into the different details, I want to mention the battery box. Battery box, a very heavy chunk of piece. You have seen the part here, up to 800 kilos without any problem, changing everything. This is the main driver for all the technology changes that are coming into body, chassis, and I would like to explain a little bit how. In any case, that's an opportunity for us. But let's go to the body in white first. So in the new body architecture, basically driven by this extra weight coming from the battery, needs to be reinforced. And in consequence, we need to increase the quantity of hot stamping, the content of hot stamping in the cars, to make the complete structure reinforced by protecting batteries and occupants. Doing this, we increase the value added considerable on those types of parts. If we go to the battery back, the battery, when we said battery, what we say at Gestamp is the battery box. And then once we have battery box, you have seen here one model. There are 2 consequences in designing battery boxes. One is that we need to apply massive lightweight solution to the battery box. Obvious because of the weight. And we have the option to move crash safety either in the battery or from the battery to the body. Both of these end results are very positive for us because this is exactly the field of activity in which we are operating at Gestamp. If we go to the chassis, well, there are now front and rear chassis in which we need to incorporate electromotor. If we put electromotors on the chassis, this will change the driving dynamic completely. By changing the driving dynamics, the chassis becomes much more complex. And again, a higher value added to Gestamp because the chassis are really double size, the new ones. Of course, if the car is a full EV car, safety is a requirement, but comfort is a must. And here is where our powered solution from ECHA are coming into the game and become more and more important. But let me now introduce you to the extended product families that we have developed in our 4 fields of application. And these product families are all designed by introducing value proposition by function integration. And I would say we start with the body in white parts first. Body in white is an extended product family with, in the moment, with 7 different components, starting with front rail, one-piece front rail system, the dooring, we will talk later, one-piece floor system. So it is a product family which is made from hot stamping components. They're building a system together, and in some customers, we deliver these giga stampings, we call them, as a single solution, but they can be joined as a unique combination, and with that, you get an unrivaled body-in-white structure, which is the lightest one you can get. One example I think we have seen here was this new EV player in Berlin. So all these solutions of the giga stampings, they deliver excellence and values to our customers. And we have to say, the combination of that, as I said, is the highest protection safety ratio versus cost and CO2 that we can generate today with the technology. But this technology is not only good for that. It also allows us to design as big as we want. Today, we have to say we're nearly unlimited sizes in hot stamping. By doing so, we're creating these giga stampings that we convert into extreme size parts by adding some components, as we have seen here, And this again reduces the assembly time at our customers. If we look to the functionality of the side crash system, a door-ring, this side, in this case, we are developing the door-rings into the next generation door-ring. So we would like today to present you a door-ring in which we have new engineering features. Basically, we introduce overlap technology, Gestamp manufacturing technology, together with the well-known soft zone technology. Both of them are totally new to the industry in the moment for the door-rings. In the crash, if you look to the behavior of the crash, in combination, a door-ring with the Gestamp proprietary technology of overlap and the soft zone is today the optimum in weight crash that we can do. This is the reason why in most of the cars we will see this application in the center of the car, as the technology would be rolled out in most of the cars. Independent if it is a small size car, a big size car, no limitation on that. We'd like to present here also, take the opportunity to present you the latest member of our Gigastamping, which is the one-piece rear rail. In reality, this part, it takes the same advantage from our manufacturing technology, like the overlap or the soft zone. It uses the same CapEx, the same machines that you've seen in Ludwigsfelde, and it is our response to in the moment, very interesting casting solutions that you can also find on the market, but to a much lower cost performance CO2 ratio. So it is an alternative that we're now designing in some of our customers in co-development. Crash performance on this type of products is completely different. This type of products allows us to have a crash performance by deformation. That is a slightly different act, and through the soft zone technology we have the full freedom to design a crash purpose, and we believe that with this Gigastampings of rear rail, we're capable to create the most light rear crash system at the moment on the market. Let's come now to extreme size parts in general and door-rings in a specific way. For us, this is a success story, and we deliver door-rings today about 2.3 million in the NAFTA. We have 3.7 million of the door-rings in Europe, in Asia around 1.6 million. And bear in mind, every time we manufacture a door-ring, we manufacture an A, B, C pillar, a rocker, which in the past, when we designed single parts, we typically have been awarded only from 1 or 2 pieces. Here, when we do door-ring, we automatically generate a much bigger scope because we get the complete door-ring. Launching door-rings, we did it here in Germany for a new EV player, which we deliver from here the 100%. I think we've seen the production, and we have been able, in this customer, to transfer the new generation of other model by introducing our technology. And then we were able to bring these door-rings with our proprietary technology into America and into China, where we're going to manufacture this too. So door-rings is a technology that we also have been able to roll out into small A-segment electrical car for Europe. So there is no limitation in size of a car. Coming now again to the batteries. Batteries are the so-called energy containers, which holds the cell for us, but we design these battery boxes out of our technology toolbox. So the technology toolbox that Gestamp has, we can now design battery box to customer demand and to integrate different functions into the battery by using our manufacturing experience. And this allows Gestamp to design battery box either into aluminum or to steel, and to some extent also into fibers. We support the customers basically with again, classified as 3 types of battery boxes. We have on one side here what we call the aluminum framed battery boxes. And aluminum framed battery box, this is the one we have seen here in Großbeeren. It's a battery who will act in crash. We also design what we have in the center, the cell-to-pack solution, which mainly a stamped version in the most optimal way. It's a steel stamped version, which allows us to make cell-to-pack solutions in the first stage and later to integrate these systems into the cell-to-body, into the car, reducing also the functionality and the cost. And we have also some designs of very small city cars where we do battery box on composite. In these cases, we can introduce functionality by putting fiber protection into the process or magnetic shielding into the process. But it's related more to very small ones. Battery boxes, we've been able to roll out as a product family into the complete regions of the world. So today we are delivering battery box components in all the regions of the world as multi-material mix solutions, manufactured with very high advanced solution. I think here we had the chance to see how complex some battery box assemblies can be. Thanks to our technology toolbox, we're capable to do this for traditional OEMs as well as for the new EV players. There's no different on that. Now, coming to the product family chassis again. Chassis, as I mentioned before, the most important thing for us is the integration of the chassis. And here, the product family basically has three main products, which is the front chassis, the rear chassis, and the control and the links. And everything in the chassis is about the new driving performance by introducing motors inside. And here's where our technologies will allow to design chassis either in steel or in aluminum. Some very limited application will be fibers, but mostly of them will go in steel. Excellence and values are coming from the integration of the motor. And this integration of the motor will, to explain this, as we put the motor now front directly in the chassis, we have to take the torque of the motor, so the chassis becomes more heavier, more stiffer, but at the same time the requirement of the motors must be that the chassis has to work in crash. And if to have in crash, we need to make it softer and deformable. So at the end, we are creating a very high engineered product. And to create this high engineered product, we would like to present you one of our solutions, which we call the Hypertube solution. And Hypertube stands for, it's a super lightweight for high performance tubes. And it's a combination of hydroforming technology. We blow with water tubes to a certain geometry using an extreme high strength material and a very specific technology. We can do that again because we are tool makers, and this combination gives you a quite top-notch technology product. And in the video you can see how this tube version can integrate very easily the motor, and this geometry really allows us to take complete torque or manage the torque management, as well as we can get inside the right deformation. And this is a steel version, which gives you the best weight, CO2. Again, we're going to the same basics, weight, CO2, and cost reduction as we can do. We are able to get chassis developments around the world also as a success story. So in 2020, we start with developing this motor-integrated chassis, bring this into the EV platforms, mainly from the German brands, and then we transfer this into the Americas in 23, 24. So we are rolling out this type of technology in the future, and we believe this will be an ongoing business for us. When we come to the etcher products, in the family of the etcher, we find mechanical products, mechatronics, and powered system. And here in this simulation, we have only put 3 of them as to show, which is the front system, the power lift gate system, and the side door systems. So the etcher products, the functionality we design in basically have the most advanced, like stopping systems. In the doors we have in gravity movement, and in the front we introduce features like safety crash features to open. But we not only design the products in ECHA, we also design the ECU and, according to it, also the software development. ECHA, at the end, provides basically two main things for us. So products which has, say, easy ingress and egress, which means this is a comfort, how we can get into the car. And secondly and finally, also the safety functions. In ECHA, I would like to mention, for us, ECHA is a success story as we had been able to roll out into to China all our products, from mechanical, mechatronics as well, and to power system, into nearly all local and traditional Chinese brands. And it's important to mention BYD. So in BYD, we are delivering today for more than 13 million cars on lifetime, a wide scope of product mix into this. With that, having ECHA almost like 25% of the sales in China, which we believe is quite important. At the end, as Gestamp, we are capable to develop a value proposition by creating a portfolio with a high value added, which is required for the electrical architecture. We not only develop these products, it's important, we develop this product, we test the product, and we bring it to serial production thanks to the use of our Gestamp proprietary technology, like we show you with the door rings, using our own cutting-edge technology. In most of the cases, also linked to our tools and to our equipment manufacturing building. Important, we apply, as we said before, the 3R strategy, in which the priority of the 3R strategy when it comes to design basically is the CapEx reutilization and the carbon footprint activities. As a result, we deliver, we believe, unparalleled safety products which can, in every field, reduce the weight, the cost, and the CO2 at the same time that we can increase the value added and the car content. And that is the reason why in Gestamp, or why we can leverage science, engineering, and technology expertise into EV. And for this, we believe that in Gestamp, therefore, we are the technology partner supplier for our customers.